Welcome to Traveler's Tales. I am your host, Greg Alonso. Today I will be your guide through history as we take a look at Harpies, the demons of the storm winds. Before we begin, just a quick reminder that we post new videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday with special editions on Thursdays. Don't forget to hit the little bell icon to be notified each time we post new videos. Moving right along. Mythology tells us one thing, while archaeology tells us another. Who were the Harpies? What did they represent in Greek mythology? What is the most famous story of the Harpies? In both Greek and Roman mythology, a harpy is a half-human and half-bird personification of storm winds. The Harpia are also featured in the Homeric poems. Harpies were generally depicted as birds with heads of maidens, faces pale with hunger, and long claws on their hands. Both Roman and Byzantine writers detailed the ugliness of the Harpies. Essentially, they saw them as human vultures. To the Greeks, they were so much more. They were known as the hounds of Zeus. Since they could fly at incredible speeds, they were often sent by Zeus to punish those who were disobedient to the gods. To many, this is why they were seen as wind spirits of a very destructive nature. Their name translates as snatchers or swift robbers. They were also said to steal food from their victims. It was believed that when a person suddenly disappeared from Earth, they had been carried off by the Harpies. In a sense, the Harpies were the agents of punishment. In one tale, they carried off the daughters of King Pandarus and gave them as servants to the Erinyes. It is also believed that they were vicious, cruel, and violent. They were fond of punishing their victims with torture. These terrifying and monstrous creatures were also believed to have tormented the dead. Where then was the abode of these monstrous creatures? Since they were known to have persecuted the dead, it is believed that they dwelled somewhere near the underworld. According to the ancient writers, the Harpies inhabited two places. The first were the islands of the Strophades. These were two very small islands in the Ionian Sea, roughly 44 kilometers or 27 miles southeast of the island of Zakynthos. The other home of the Harpies was said to have been at the entrance of Orcus, which was another name for the underworld. This entrance could be found only on the island of Crete. The most celebrated story in which the Harpies play a part is that of King Phineus of Thrace. Phineus had been given the gift of prophecy by Zeus. Angry that Phineus gave away the god's secret plan, Zeus punished him by blinding him and putting him on an island with a buffet of food which he could never eat. This was because the Harpies would arrive and steal the food right out from his hands before he could satisfy his hunger. This continued until the arrival of Jason and the Argonauts. Phineus promised to instruct them respecting the course they had to take to reach the kingdom of Colchis, if they could deliver him from the Harpies. According to an ancient oracle, the Harpies were then driven off, promising never to bother Phineus again. The dogs of Zeus were permitted to return to their cave on Crete. Thankful for their help, Phineus kept his word. He also briefed Jason and his Argonauts on how to pass the Symplegades. These were the crashing rocks of the Bosphorus, which brought havoc and doom to any ship that attempted to pass through. However, thanks to the guidance of Phineus, Jason and the Argonauts were able to pass through. How was this accomplished? Jason let a dove fly between the rocks to see exactly how fast they would have to row to beat the rocks. As the dove darted through, it lost only its tail feathers. The Argonauts proceeded to row mightily to get by the clashing rocks and only lost part of the stern ornament. After that, the Symplegades stopped moving permanently. This brings us to the end of the Harpies, the demons of the storm winds. Thank you for joining us for this edition of Traveler's Tales. If you enjoyed this video, please consider becoming a channel sponsor. Your support will enable us to continue putting out quality videos, and buying me a coffee always makes my day. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Traveler's Tales. This really is the best way to help our channel grow. Until we meet again at the crossroads of folklore and fact, Kartistos.